Alrighty.
There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, anytime, man.
I'm back in Tampa after my trip in Europe. I loved my vacation. I want to go back to some places in Europe again in the future, but even though I still have to deal with the Moraja situation, oh man, this feels so good to be home. Walk into the house and it's pretty empty feeling. You know, Nathan's gone at work. Moraya's not in the house. There's a note on the counter. Pretty much said that there's a lot going on, and she's finally moving out and gonna be on her own for the first time. And she was just hoping that, you know, we could talk at some point. I am very frustrated and genuinely surprised. Moraja had told me before we left for Europe that she was going to stay a couple weeks after I got back. But then something happens that she doesn't like, packs up all her stuff. That does feel a little bit theatrical, if you will. Well, I won't lie, I am impressed she got it clean. If I were her, I would have not moved out until the person that I was leasing the place with got back and, you know, we worked it out. But that didn't happen. I don't want to speak to Moraja right away while I'm upset and disappointed. So I'm just going to give it some time. I'll cool down. She'll cool down because she was obviously, you know, pretty upset too. But, you know, I really hope I can talk to her in the next couple of days. Hey, Nathan.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
What have you been up to this summer?
I ain't been doing much. I bought a motorcycle. I want to take you for a ride on it. It's pretty cool.
I see Moraja moved out.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Pretty quick. Just said she wanted to be gone by the time you guys got back. Moraja really didn't tell me she was planning on moving out. She just started packing and I came home from work one day and there was half of her room packed up in a moving truck and I was like, oh, okay. That was quick. She just texted me and said, sorry I didn't say bye, I was busy, I had to go. I was like, okay, cool, see you later.
I didn't realize she was moving out. I thought she was gonna be paying for September. I think she's really, really pissed at Olivia and she just was not gonna be here when Olivia got back.
I'll show you the motorcycle.
This whole thing is definitely extremely frustrating. I feel like I'm caught in the middle between Olivia and my family, and yeah, I'm just so tired of all the nonsense. I almost can't stand it.
What's your plan following this lease?
It looks like we're moving to Minnesota. When me and Olivia were first leaving Cairo, we agreed, you know, that we'd maybe live in 3 different places over the course of 3 years. I really want to spend time with my grandparents, so this time we're moving to Minnesota. The Plymouth has to get done before I move to Minnesota. It's been sitting in Jack shop for a year.
Yeah.
And then I want to try to get my Chevy put together. Both of those cars are in Georgia, so I'm probably going to be going up there as soon as I can and just like eat, breathe, and sleep those cars to life at the shop.
Awesome.
As far as Olivia goes, it looks like when I'm going to be in Cairo, Olivia's going to stay here in Tampa. I was dreading the fact that she might be upset or might have to have an argument or 2 arguments, you know, which I don't like those at all. But I think she understands this is what needs to happen before we can move away.
So little time. Most of the time we had here didn't get spent the way I wanted to spend it.
Yeah.
I feel like it was all problems.
It aggravates me just thinking about it.
Yeah, it makes me want to go ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
go for a little spin?
Let's go. Hey, Olivia.
Yeah?
This is the wrong pattern, right?
Did you take the sample of this in?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have anything else closer?
They had a lot of different stuff. This is what I thought looked the closest. But I guess it's not.
I just got back to Tampa after a couple months in Europe, and I discovered that while we were gone, Moraja moved out. And also, none of the Plat kids were willing to talk to me or have anything to do with me. I'm definitely feeling very taken aback. The fact that Moraja and I were best friends and so close for years, and now there's no relationship at all, like, my feelings about that are so complex. It definitely makes me sad, but at the same time, maybe I feel a little bit angry because I feel like I did share everything I had and bent over backwards, and it didn't mean anything at the end of the day. But I think when there's a lot of dysfunction within families, cutting contact is like a merry-go-round that everyone jumps on at some point. Are you fixing this spot on the countertop before you go to Cairo or after?
Before.
Before you go?
Mm-hmm.
Ethan is preparing to leave and go live in Cairo for a couple months to work on his cars. And I'm feeling kind of torn. Like, I understand the importance of him working on his cars and getting those finished. But I'm not gonna lie and say that, like, I don't feel nervous or anxious. You know, living apart from your spouse for 2.5 months, it's honestly really scary. Especially when, you know, there's a lot of family stuff involved. 2.5 months is a long time. Are you gonna talk to me while you're there?
I'll call you every day. I promised Olivia when we were in Europe, this is something that I have to do. And she was like, if you're dead set on doing this, you have to communicate. You can't just disappear, because that's my worst fear. When you go up to Cairo, you get to working on your cars, you're with your family or whatever, you just cease to communicate. Yeah, I have to call up Philip, or I gotta call Jack, and then they have to chase you down and walk out there with a telephone. It's like, Ethan, talk to your wife. So I promised her that I would do a better job this time around at communicating with her.
Are you gonna come back and see me while you're up there?
If I can manage to, I will. I have my bike listed for sale, so maybe if somebody gets really interested, I could come back, or you could sell it for me while I'm gone. I don't know.
I don't want you to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end, we'll have all my Plymouth done, and then we'll be ready to move to Minnesota, and then we'll be together again.
Mm-hmm. What about all this family stuff?
I don't know, Olivia. There's so much to do as far as work goes. I probably won't have time to fiddle with it. I haven't seen or spoken to my family since I was in Europe. Last year, it seemed like we were making progress, me and Olivia with my family, but the social media post definitely was a nail in that progress. I would like to talk to them someday about why they did what they did, but I'm not going up to solve anything or change anybody's minds.
You know, it's probably helpful that they're not mad at you.
What does that mean?
It just means it's really easy for you to put it, like, out of your mind. It's a little different when all this stuff is being said about me. And I have a lot of trust for Ethan. I think this summer he, you know, really stood up for me and protected our marriage when there was a lot of stuff thrown at it from his family. So I have, like, a lot of trust for him going up to Cairo. I don't have trust for the people that are up there that are going to want to spend time with him. And that's what gives me anxiety. I don't want you to go. You promise you're going to talk to me?
Mm-hmm. I promise.
How do I know?
I will know. You'll just have to trust me, I guess. I understand the emotions that she must be feeling, but this is just the last step before moving to Minnesota to close that chapter and start fresh. And there's gonna be some downsides to it, but it has to be done.
I'm gonna go unpack some more stuff.
All right.
I love you.